Over 250 years ago, the call to fight against the English in a war for a new way of life, a life of freedom. The vision of freedom was that of living out from under the rule of an English king that taxed its new foreign country known as New England in North America. The tax on the people was unfair and without local representation of the people paying the tax. There was no hope of change. People coming from Europe to the New England area were Christians with a vision of someday being free of English rule. And in a country so large and unsettled, there had to be opportunity to live in peace. But it required a fight to gain freedom from this imperialism of injustice. Looking at these graves today, and knowing we are a free nation with representation and live under an amazing plan called the American Constitution, written and signed at that very time in history, that Constitution, written then, even now, provides the freedom we have today for all citizens, the right to vote for someone to represent us at a local level, a state level, and at a world level as our president. We are a nation of free people because of who we were and what our ancestors did back then. This graveyard, like hundreds of others in the New England area of our nation of United States, have thousands of graves of brave men who fought. They were known as Minutemen. They were our very first American soldiers that heard the famous words, "Call to arms, call to arms." And they quickly grabbed their muskets and their bag of lead and powder horns to fight the English soldiers. And they did. And they won. Can you name one brave soldier here in this graveyard who died for that freedom we have today? Do you have any idea what their life was like at that time in history? Of course not. The individual stories were never recorded or rarely published in the books at that time. People didn't have the technology, education, or ambition. And the stories were great. Young, middle-aged, and old untrained men volunteering to fight by standing bravely in a garrison line, shoulder to shoulder, with their rusty muskets aimed to shoot the opposing colorfully dressed English line of well-trained soldiers. Well, today, it's changed. We can tell the stories now, in full detail. Each and every one of us now have, in our possession, devices that allow us to tell our family members' life stories at this time in history. And those life stories are so important in recording the truth. And the real truth of a man comes from the family and friends of those that loved our soldiers, or the soldier himself. We still have freedom because of the American Constitution, and it continues today after all those years. So, join the call.
Hello, I'm Denny Hartsock from Gravesitemedia. We need your financial help in providing a unique, simple way of telling your life story and sharing it with your families and ultimately the rest of the world to come. As you can see from this short video, it's time for us to all leave our knowledge and historical insights gained through our personally experienced life journey. These are real stories for those future generations to know and remember each one of us. All in using us as a resource when needed in answering direct questions about faith, values, strengths, weaknesses, experiences, ethics, and visions of the future. And all in the effort to provide hope for continuous improvement in every family. Please find it in your heart to provide this needed support in properly saving our American history for all time. We believe our commitment leads to our destiny. Thank you.